Yo, what's good?
Wild card team in 2021.
Yo, what's good? What's good, people? What's popping with y'all, man? What's goody? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, man, fam. It's a lot going on right now. Dave, another L, bro. Another L has occurred. We got SKOL clapped by the Minnesota Vikings in our own stadium. I mean, it's part of the course at this point.
Well, we're literally par, so you got that right. We're as even as we can be right now.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Again, I did attend a game this weekend, and it was cool. It was a good game to go to, back and forth, up until the end. Made it interesting, and we couldn't pull it out. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Shout out to Austin, man. Austin gave me a ticket to the game, so we was down there in section 102, right there behind the end zone. Great seats, by the way. You can see everything. So, but what's good? What's good though? How was your weekend, Dave? Before we get to this joint.
Yo, man, it was A&T lost, Carolina lost, but there was a Verzuz last night.
Okay.
And I will say, might have been the best one.
I ain't watch it. I gotta go back and watch it.
You need to go back
and watch the joint.
Yeah, you need to go. I know that's before your time. You know what I'm saying? You're talking Big Daddy Kane versus KRS One.
Come on, man.
I mean, I know that. I know you want to be known as the young guy. You know what I'm saying? You got the T right. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to be the young guy here, but it was a pretty good Verzuz. All jokes aside, it was excellent. I don't think there were two better performers together at Verzuz than this one. Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One showed out last night, bro. They showed out last night. Not bad for a bunch of folks pushing 60. They showed out last night, bro. By far.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I gotta go. I caught like a little second of it, but then I turned it off.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think a lot of folks didn't think Kane could hang, and I'm like, I don't think you understand Kane, but okay.
So who won?
I think Kane might have edged it out.
Think so?
Yeah, Kane might have edged that one out. Yeah. I gotta go back and watch, but I think Kane might have edged that one out. I think it was close enough. I think what Kane did, Kane was really good at track selection in the certain moments. Because Kane's got a bunch of, like, people understand that KRS has some big songs. Kane got some slammers too, man. And Kane knew when to put them in. So, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was a hell of a show to watch. I will say that.
All right, so people came here for football, so we got to talk about some football, Dave. We're gonna get into it. It's a lot to unpack, man. We Dave and I were a little sidetracked when we started off because we got the creators group chat, and that's with us, C3, and everybody else, and the shit is lit right now because a particular topic came up. And y'all, if you rocking with PNP, you know what came up. You already know. I ain't even gotta say it. Don't say nothing, Dave. You ain't even. You know what came up. You know what
all
came
I'm doing
up.
right
It's
now
a little bit of
making
redemption going on right now, Dave. There's a little bit of redemption going on right now in the chat.
Just a little bit.
Little vindication happening right now. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, just a little bit.
So
just a tad.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit.
But all right, let's go ahead and jump into this, man. We got to give our Patreon folks some love real quick. Let me share my screen right quick. Here we go. All right, so shout out to the Patreon members. Real quick, if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/PantherNationPC. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. As you can see, I have fired up the draft profile, so the 2022 NFL draft prospects. I have started breaking those down, and I dropped the videos in there first. So if you want me to drop a particular profile on someone, you get first, requests are honored there. And you get access to the videos first. Right now, I think I got a Malik Willis in the tuck. I think Patreon members already have access to it. So I'll be releasing those when I have time. But if you want to come to Patreon, help support the channel, man, it's $3 just to support, show you support for the channel, man. We work hard out here. So we appreciate all the support. So if you want to come to Patreon, or patron, go over to patreon.com/PantherNationPC. All right. And shout out to all the free agents, man. It's a lot of y'all. Again, this is the $3 tier. It don't cost much. $3. A lot of y'all dropping in super chats. Hey, we appreciate the super chats. But YouTube takes their little cut, so we get about half of what you give us. Go ahead and drop it and become a patron, and we get way more of the cut from that. So appreciate the super chats. We won't turn them away. And look at 89J Stub already dropping in the joint. I don't remember what I asked you, Stubbs. I don't remember what I asked you, dog. I forgot. But I did. I shot the 89J Stubbs. I ran to him. I did ask you if you wanted to drink. Is that what you want me to? Hey, the chat, y'all want to drink, bro? Because I did ask you that. That's what I do remember asking.
That's that's how much. That's how many shots you had at the game, brother.
Right. But yeah, man. Yeah, that group chat was lit. That group chat was lit. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it's lit. That's what the creator chat is lit about right now.
I posted a clue for you guys. I posted this in there and nobody wanted to talk to me, man. Yeah. Y'all can figure out what these numbers mean.
All right. Go the franchise player. I don't know why this slides out of order like that, but franchise guys, appreciate y'all. This is the $10 tier where you get early access to exclusive content, fantasy content, draft content, anything else. You get early access to it, especially our interviews. We do got an interview I got to schedule. I got to call them, but I do have an interview in the tuck that we hopefully will happen probably this week. I hope, but I got to call him and set it up. But we do have another interview coming out. It's the good former Panther. Shout out to him, and y'all will soon see. MVP, shout out to the MVPs. These guys get access to an exclusive giveaway. I think last month I gave away $100 Pristine Auction gift card, so you can go over to Pristine Auction. That's where I purchased a lot of the giveaway stuff. I was too lazy to go ahead and order something, so I said I'm gonna give the money directly to the person, and so the person ended up winning $100 to Pristine Auction, and I believe that was who won that joint. T Swing won that joint. Shout out to T Swing. But yeah, man. So shout out to all the MVPs. We got another giveaway coming up next month or this month. So you still got time to become an MVP member, level patron. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So let's talk about these injuries. I don't know. So Terrace Marshall, I think he went out. He left the game, but I didn't hear any updates from his condition.
I thought it was like a concussion, right?
I know it was a concussion, like but I don't know. Like, was it mild? We don't have any updates. Is he fine?
Well, the thing is, he's got to go through the protocol, so he's not gonna be able to play until he gets through the protocol.
Yeah, but usually they'll be like, "Yo, he's in the protocol." They ain't say nothing in the press conference. I guess there was other things to talk about, more important things to discuss in the press conference. So they really did. They said, "Screw it." So I really didn't hear an update on Terrace Marshall. Yeah, he got lined up pretty good. If you know what I mean. Well, let me not say that. Let me not say what I'm going to say. He got lined up pretty good, and thrown over the middle like that will always get your receiver hurt like that. So, yeah. But I remember when y'all killed what's his name for getting your boy jacked up. But anyway. I digress. Christian McCaffrey is on the IR. We talked about that. We dropped the whole video about it. Won't be back until week 9.
Patriots game.
Patriots game. Yep. And Shaq Thompson should return. This is if he's going to be out longer than this, then they should have put him on IR too. Maybe it will occur, but based off of what, and again, we made this mistake before. With Christian McCaffrey, Dave. So we said that Christian McCaffrey should return this week, and then he ends up on IR after a return to practice, and there was some aggression there. So we're hopeful that Shaq Thompson returns, because if he misses another game, they might as well put him on IR, and there was no point in, kind of letting him linger like that. So I don't know. So any other injury? I know Dennis Daly went out because I was confused as to why the bootleg Michael Jordan was in the game.
No, not the bootleg Michael Jordan. That's Michael Jordan. That's a guard. 6'6".
6'6" guard.
6'6" guard.
Not from North Carolina.
Not from North Carolina.
Yeah, he was in the game. I was like, "What's going on?" I'm at the game, so I didn't realize Dennis Daly got hurt. I didn't know that. So I think he went down with an injury, and that's why the bootleg Michael Jordan got all the reps, or most of them anyway. Um, but all right, so no more injury update. I don't got nothing else. They didn't really talk about it at the press conference, which we'll talk about in a little minute, in a second. I'm not sure what's going on there. So that's all I got for injury updates.
Yeah,
Roster moves, no real roster moves made. However, Dave, we did work out 2 players, and this is important. We worked out a long snapper.
No, we didn't.
And we worked out a punter.
No, we didn't. Why are we working on a long snapper for? We drafted one.
No, we worked out a long snapper and a punter. But according to Josh Klein, they usually come in pairs. Usually when you work out a punter, they typically bring in a long snapper. That's according to Josh Klein. That ain't for me. So
they bring out the buddy.
Well,
that makes sense. That makes sense because he might when you're trying to make the team or something to that effect, you want to bring in somebody that you feel that you're comfortable with to do the snaps for you, for the punts and stuff.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, the other long snapper we have is on IR, so that really don't.
I know. I'm just joking because we drafted one. Carry on.
That's all the roster moves I got. That ain't nothing really happening. Other than this, Dave, Stephon Gilmore is eligible to come to practice. We haven't heard any announcements. Matt Rule did talk about it during the presser. Did say that the plan was for him to play. I think one of the beat writers asked him, was he going to play? And Matt Rule came out and said, that's the plan. That was the plan when we got him. Again, I don't anticipate, the dude hasn't played football in forever. He's been on the PUP list, so I don't expect him to come out there and play 100% of defensive snaps next week. But I do expect him to be out there. He's still got to learn the system. So just, don't get your hopes up too high for Stephon Gilmore coming out there and being a lockdown corner.
Think CJ Henderson.
Yeah, think CJ Henderson. CJ came in there. Ease him in. I think CJ Henderson played like 15 snaps or something like that his first week. They're going to ease him in. And shout out to CJ Henderson, too. We were wondering where CJ Henderson was, and apparently he had a shoulder injury and didn't quite feel right on game day, so they ended up making him inactive, and that is why Shad Smith was out there, because Shad Smith was not going to be out there if CJ Henderson was good to go. So it's great to see we got a good look at Shad Smith, but at the same time, we hope CJ Henderson can be healthy. But it's interesting, Dave. It's interesting to see who they're going to deactivate when Stephon Gilmore becomes active and CJ Henderson comes back. It's just going to be interesting to watch who gets the shirts and who doesn't.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on that.
Is Gilmore already taking a roster spot, or do we have to let somebody go?
He's on IR, so you don't count.
Oh, but when he comes back, he's going to have to. Somebody's got to go.
Correct. Somebody's
going to get their walking papers.
Yep. Somebody's got to go. So IR.
And I think I have an idea. And I think I have an idea who that somebody might be.
Say his name.
I think it might be the guy that got injured.
Dennis Dave?
No. The one that got active, that was activated last week and then got hurt. Had a weight problem.
Oh, no. Don't do that, Dave. Don't do that, Dave. If he is on IR, so he don't really count, though. He's on IR. They moved him.
They IR'd him. That is right. They
IR'd him. So I'm about to say, Dave, what you talking about, man? What you talking about, Willis?
Okay, never mind.
What you talking about, man?
That would have been the option, though.
Nah, I think the 6'6" guard might get his walking papers the way he played. But we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second.
The other 6'6" guard got cut in his high school career too. So,
well, this ain't high school, Dave. This the pros.
I know.
It's the pros. All right, so moving on. Matt Rule and the presser. Very, very, very good watch. If you have not watched this presser, this is primetime TV. This is one of the best pressers that I've seen from Matt Rule. The dude pretty much just laid it out there, Dave. He laid it out there. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you start, Dave. What did you think about the press conference?
I always thought that Joe Brady was a temper hire. This press conference confirmed that he was, in my eyes. So when he made the comment about the offense is going to be much different than it has been, that says a lot, sir.
It does. It does, yo.
Dude,
It does.
that told me so much. Because the thing is, man, we hired Rule. And I know people were like, well, you just don't like him. I was like, no, I felt like based on where Rule came from, he seemed more like a defensive-minded coach. So the Joe Brady conjurum didn't really fit what he was. Because a defensive-minded coach wants to play great defense, control the ball, run the ball, own the time of possession. And a Joe Brady offense ain't built like that. You follow me? So, like, Joe Brady wants to throw the ball constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what his offense is. He was the passing game coordinator. You know what I'm saying? So, Joe Brady wants to throw the ball a lot. And that's not what Rule wants to do. Rule wants to run the rock. The rock.
Yeah, it's interesting, though. It's interesting, man, because I've heard Joe Brady say, fam, we want to run the football 30 times. Man, he said that. I know. I'm just telling you. He says that. He says that, but then we get out in the games and we start slinging it. You start putting the football in Sam Darnold's hands, and he starts throwing the football 41 times a game. Our offense, you can't put it on. You can't put that on Sam like that. He ain't built like that.
He ain't. Let me tell you something, though. If somebody wants to throw the ball a lot, let me tell you this: 38, 34, 39, 37, 41.
Yeah,
35. Those are the amount of times Sam Darnold threw the ball in every game.
He's a pass game coordinator.
Exactly.
That's who he is. That's his nature. That's who Joe Brady is.
If you're trying to run the ball 33 times, 35 times a game, you don't throw the ball that many times, bro.
Yo, and listen, man, I don't care how much and people talk about it's a passing league. Yes, that is 100% true. The league is passing the football more. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to run the football. You have to. Even the Chiefs, they run the football very well. They get overlooked because they got that gets overlooked because they have Patrick Mahomes, but they run the football well. Or in their Super Bowl year, they did.
No, even real talk. The further they put some crazy stat in there when the year that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, talking about Andy Reid teams. The more they won the ball, the further they got in the playoffs. When they abandon the run, that's when they start losing.
Yeah, you have to run the football.
You have to run the ball.
I don't care. It's a passing league. You have to run the football.
Even if you we ain't got to go there. Let's talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady is considered the GOAT, right? Like, he's considered the greatest of all time. Look at his 7 Super Bowl teams. 6 out of the 7 were run first. They were.
Facts.
When he had Randy Moss and Wes Walker, he got there, but he lost the damn game. I mean, you got to be able to pound the rock. And I know that's going to bring it. I know that's going to come back to, we need to have McCaffrey. I mean, every Super Bowl team doesn't have a Christian McCaffrey on their roster. But you got to still do it.
We said that 1,000 times, bro. But yeah, man. So, I mean, that was the biggest takeaway from this pressure was, fam, you know, you're going to run. He said it. Yo, we're going to run the football more. We're going to protect the quarterback, and we're going to not turn the football over. That was Matt Rule's. That's what he said. Now, is it our coach speak? Are they going to execute? Because he also said, Dave, earlier in the week, that these was the best practices we ever had. And then we came out and looked like garbage.
That gave me my warning shot that we could possibly lose this game. As soon as he said that shit, I'm like, if these are the best practices you had after week 6, that says a lot. But whatever.
So, I mean, it's hard to and I credit him, man. It's hard to get up on that podium, and after your team stinks to bed, like, you got to get up. You got to get up there and keep it a buck. Like, and he was truthful. Like, everything he said, I agree with everything he said. So he said Sam has to be better. He called Sam out I think this is the first time he's called him out. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the first time he's directly called out Sam Darnold. Okay. And it took 8 turnovers in 3 games to do it, or 7 or whatever it is, 7 or 8, whatever. It took all that for him to finally call him out by name and said he has to play better. This is the first time we heard it.
It's about time too.
Yeah, he was. He was harsh about. I agree with Perth. Perth says it was a harsh call out. Yes, it was. It
Oh, it
was harsh.
was.
He said it
It
by
should have
name, bro.
been. And he straight up talked about the number of turnovers too. Because he knows. He knows you can't win them games with them turnovers.
Right. And
You
then,
know?
he talked about the defense. He put the defense in bad places. See, and we're going to talk about it because the defense gave up a lot of yards. Yes, they did. Are they free of any criticism? No.
Absolutely not.
They deserve to be criticized for sure.
But he talked about that after the game too, because when they asked him about on Sunday, when they asked him about why they haven't been able to get to the quarterback, he talked about how they had to stop blitzing because the veteran quarterbacks were able to figure it out pretty quickly. So, like in the first 3 games, they were blitzing like crazy, and they were being successful with getting sacks and things of the sort. But the last 3 games, that hasn't been the case because, like, when you try to do that with Dak will chew you apart. Dak will pick you apart.
Exactly, Dave. He talked about the caliber of quarterback you're going against has changed, right? You're talking the first 3 games we went up against Zach Wilson, we went up against Jameis Winston, and we went up against Davis Mills. The caliber of quarterback, the intelligence of the quarterback you're going up against has changed. So you can't go out there and Kirk Cousins is getting rid of the football. They were throwing the football so quick at times. They were just quick releasing and throwing it. Like you're gonna get out schemed now. Teams know what you're gonna do. You gotta adjust. You gotta figure things out. And again, look at who got. We got Daniel Jones. I wouldn't say that he's gonna be that level of cal. And I guarantee you this week, watch what you see. I guarantee you next week we're gonna see a multiple sack game. You're gonna see a multiple sack game next week because of the caliber quarterback we're playing. We've got to be consistent in when we're. Or we've got to be able to figure it out, right? We've got to figure it out. And I told y'all going into this game, this was a concern of mine, right? We hadn't been tested from a receiver standpoint. Thielen carved us up. Justin Jefferson too. They got it. They got us. We gave up a lot of yards.
Thielen ball, yo. Thielen at one point had more receiving yards than Sam Darnold had passing yards going into 3 quarters, which says a lot of how the game went.
Yeah. So, listen, I think I commend Matt Rule for you to get up there and, pretty much call it like it is. There was some coach speaking there, but then he was calling dudes out. And I appreciate that. And I've always said that about Matt Rule. I appreciate his willingness to share and be transparent. And I know it'd be a lot of coach speaking there too, but some of the shit he ain't got to share, right? He ain't got to tell us about Robbie Anderson. He ain't got to call out Sam. Like, how many coaches are going to call their quarterback out like that? So I commend him for it. For me, that's just me personally, because he ain't got to do that. But anything else? Was there anything else that we missed that he talked about?
No, that was the big thing for me. I think he also, they did ask him about Joe Brady. And I think they were trying to get him to say something bad about Brady, but he refused to do it.
They tried to drop some Joe Brady heat. They were asking about whether, because you're saying very adamantly that you want to run the football. Like, to me, it seems like, have y'all had the discussion? That's pretty much the question that they asked was, have y'all already talked about this? Because it seems like, this is coming out of nowhere. This seemed like it's been on your mind for a minute, and you just now, like, have you talked about it with Joe Brady? And I think it was a valid question. It was a valid question. Valid question. So, but that was the press conference. If there's anything else we missed, like to chat up and let me know.
Oh, they did ask him about the 2 timeouts.
They did.
Oh, yeah, that's on Sunday. That was after the game on Sunday.
Yeah, they asked him about that after the game on Sunday. And he pretty much spoke fast about it. He really didn't. Pretty much what Matt Rule said was that, we had some guys go down. TMJ went down. Zylstra went down for a little bit. And there were some guys that were not aligned properly. They weren't lined up properly. And so Sam, we didn't know. He didn't know whether the call was relayed properly in the huddle, or didn't hear something right, or something wasn't right. But you can't, and we'll talk about that later. But that stuff like that can't happen, because we ended up having to take a penalty. After that, it was a holding call, and that took us out of field goal range, and we had to punt. Shit like that just can't happen, bro. It
Yeah,
can't
I
happen.
think the problem was it was like what was it, confusion, and then the confusion, and then Sam was trying to fix it, but then so Sam tried to call the
You called
timeout,
the timeout.
and then at that point you can't call timeout back to back.
Yep. Yep. All right. So let's move on away from Matt Rule again. Solid press conference. It's a very, very good listen. If you
Yeah,
haven't
it's one of the
listened to it
better. It's
already,
probably the best one he's had.
it's a
When
good
it comes
one.
to content and things that are sort of about what happened in the game. I mean, I hope this is a soul searching moment. I was hoping that was going to be last week, but it
Last
sounded
week,
like
yeah.
last week it should have been it, but I think this one might have been it. So I'm hoping it is. Yo, I'm done.
Shout out to Cage Luke Mister, bro. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Man, that's funny. That's funny, dog. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. All right, so again, I'm gonna say it again. We got SKOL clapped right up out of our own stadium, and
how was the fan base? How was the fans?
Man, the whole visitor side, lower level, was full of Vikings. It was literally all purple. But I don't really want to get into that conversation, man, because I was on the town hall last night, and I get it.
Oh, most of the fan base is like, yo, winning product will stay.
That's very, and it's valid. You can't argue that. You can't argue that. But at the same time,
you can, but you can't. No, wait, time out. You can, but you can't. Because and just like you said, right? What have the Vikings done over the past 25 years?
Right. The Vikings haven't won a Super Bowl. They don't have a winning product, and they literally took over half our sideline, bro. So we can't sit up here and say, I get it. You guys want to win. You don't want to buy the tickets. I get that. I completely, and it isn't cheap to. It isn't cheap to come to a game. We have some of the higher price tickets to be as good as at the level we're playing. So I get it. I get that. But at the same time, you still watching them, right? You still supporting the team in some way. You still throwing on your Panthers gear. Like, I could understand if you was like, yo, I'm done with them. This is a wrap. Like, but you still gonna support them. Like, you still watching them.
Like, I know Panther Buzz said it about the, people migrating stuff. Yeah, but it's not like you guys are acting like it's like Minnesotians that are like heading to the South. It ain't Minnesotians. Like, if it's New York, got it. Understood. Philly, cool. DC, cool. Minnesota, fam? Minnesota? That's my point. Like, their fans, so like when people say, oh, well, fans migrate, I get all that. But like, we're talking about teams that haven't really been that successful. Like, when was the last time Minnesota been to a Super Bowl? None of us in here were born.
Facts.
None of us.
Facts.
And they lost. Like, they've never won a championship. They've been in this league way longer than us.
And I get it. And I've heard some people say, yeah, you can't tell people to do with their tickets when they sell them. You're right. You're right. You can't.
No, somebody, Warren Wyatt posted a tweet about that, saying stop selling tickets to the other fans. And the fans responded by saying, none of you guys bit in the Warren Wyatt area. Because I guess Warren Wyatt has an area where you could sell it to other fans.
They do have a ticket exchange, but you have to be a member to get the ticket exchange, though. Like, I think they should open it up. If they're really serious about it, they need to make that more public and have them. Maybe what I would do? Maybe the Roaring Riot could purchase these tickets, right? And maybe they could resell them.
Or not. Or open.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't have the answer, Sway.
No, but I think no, you do. Like, a better idea is to open up tickets exchange to everybody. So then you can try to keep the fans within the fans type of thing. Maybe they charge some fee to do it, to maybe kind of, reduce the churn of having it get sold to other fans. That might be an option too. But ultimately, when it boils down to it, when these fans sell their tickets on Ticketmaster or StubHub, they can't control who buys them. Like, there's no control over that.
Now, this I understand that. I agree with Jared on this, because at the end of the day, I'm looking at it now. The average, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 14th highest average ticket price.
Really?
Yes, it's high. It's expensive, Dave. It is, and I agree. With Jared on that.
Because the thing is, like, the reason why you saw so many Eagles fans is because of how high they are.
Yeah,
you'll see New York fans.
But exactly. So you look at the team, and we're above the NFL average, Dave. So even the LA Rams tickets are cheaper. The Dallas Cowboys tickets are cheaper than ours. The Dallas
Cowboys got 100. But the Dallas Cowboys got 100,000 people.
I agree, but the Chiefs tickets are cheaper than ours, right? The Bucks tickets are cheaper than ours.
Buffalo's are too, by the way. The Bills,
the Bills have the cheapest ticket in the league.
Yeah, they do. Because that one of the games I've been to Ralph Wilson Stadium. So
and so that's why I agree with what Jared is saying. Yes, the product is trash, and I think you do need to lower the ticket prices to Evan. Like, you're gonna raise the ticket price if we good, so why not lower them when they trash? Like,
well, that's what the Falcons.
That's
what Blank did. That's what Arthur Blank did to get more fans in the seats. He lowered the ticket prices when they were bad after he took over the team to try to get more of the fan base in the seats. And then he started raising them, obviously, once, they got good and all that other shit. I mean, Vic built that stadium. I stand by that. Yeah. But
so, I mean, it's a tough conversation to have because, yes, it is expensive. Yes, you have to pay for parking. Parking is not cheap. Parking is expensive. The buy beers, everything is expensive. So the whole game day
experience, it's changed, bro. Because
the whole game day experience is not cheap, bro. So I get it, and there is some level of class. And I think I was in the super chat, in the town hall last night, and there is some level of classism when it comes to that because you can't just say show up, right? I'm guilty of that too because I've said it. I've said, yo, just show up, and it's not that simple. Absolutely right. I agree with that. But we've got to find a solution, bro, because there is such thing, and I don't know. People seem to overlook this. There is such thing as home field advantage, right? That exists. Like when your crowd is so loud and they're causing false starts, the 12th man, all that shit is real, bro. Like the home field advantage matters. And when your stadium gets taken over by other teams' fans and they start skull clapping and shit, I got it on video. The whole bottom row was skull clapping. It was a lot of Vikings. I didn't expect that many Vikings fans. It wasn't as bad as the Eagles game, but it was a lot of Vikings fans in there. So it's a tough discussion to have, and it's a lot of nuances in the discussion, Dave. It's not that simple.
Oh no, I'm not doubting how expensive it is to go to a game because I can understand. Because Charlotte is a growing city. Like Charlotte ain't is a major city now. So major city means major prices, bro. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I can't afford to live in Charlotte.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, man, like everybody's right. Winning cures all. Winning is going to get butts in the seats. So at the end of the day, you get the W's, the people will show up. And that's a fact because we seen it in 2015.
But the ticket prices wasn't that high in 2015.
That's true, but I mean, you got to account for inflation too, Dave. I mean, yeah. I agree.
It's more than just inflation.
You're right.
It's more than just inflation. I'll leave it at that.
You're right.
It is because I think when you factor in COVID, when you factor in the fact that we have a brand new owner and how much you spent for the team, there's a lot of other factors involved, and then you factor in the growth of the city. Like. Your clientele matters too, right? Like Charlotte ain't the Charlotte in the 90s. Is the best way to put it.
It's not.
Or even early 2000s, so to speak.
But for me, I mean, just to be clear for me, bro, honestly, man, it was, and we talk about it, and I was going to bring this up if I didn't get a chance to speak at the Twitter town hall yesterday, but I was going to bring this up yesterday. We talking about like buying tickets, right? I had a hard time even giving away tickets to I had like 6 or 7, 8 tickets to the Saints games, and I had a hard time giving them away, dog. I had a hard time giving them away.
Yeah, but they don't have a player, and the other problem is too, and we probably could say, and folks have probably already said this in the past. We don't exactly have a player that puts butts in the seats, and the one player that we do is McCaffrey, and he's not playing.
No, we had C-Mac at the Saints game, Dave.
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe he ain't the same draw as some other folks that we used to have, like a Luke Kuechly or a Cam Newton.
Well, that's a fact.
Well, I mean that matters, dude. Like you gotta have a guy to come see, like Steve Smith. Like you gotta have that guy. And if this team wants to look like the WWE and not want to have superstars, then okay. Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. That was an interesting conversation, though. Interesting conversation because I think it's something that need to be had. But anyway, we got SKOL clapped. I like saying it. It's not funny, but we got SKOL clapped 34-28 by the Minnesota Vikings. Let's talk about the rookie report. Obviously Terrace Marshall exited the game pretty quick after he got decapitated. He got his muffin cap peeled back. He got 2 targets, 1 reception for 9 yards. See, I'm sure he would have been more involved in the game plan had he been on the field a little bit longer. But it is what it is. Brady Christensen, that is incorrect. I didn't remove this caption, but he did not play. Let me just take that out because that's gonna irritate me. He did not play. Sorry.
And Derrick Henry just busted for a 76-yard touchdown, bro.
Yeah. So Brady Christensen did not play. Tommy Tremble, he had 2 targets, 0 receptions, but he did have the 2-point conversion rushing touchdown. That might have been a catch technically, but it was on the 2-point conversion. Chuba Hubbard had a decent day, 16 carries for 61 yards, a touchdown. He also had 1 reception on 3 targets for 4 yards. Davion Nixon
had a bad drop too.
He had a bad drop. He definitely had a couple. I think he had 2 drops, by the way. 2 drops. So his hands I thought they were improving. He was catching some of his targets that he was getting, but obviously it's not consistent enough, and he has to fix that. He's got to work on his hands. Davion Nixon, 5 snaps. He did have a QB hit and 2 tackles, I believe. I don't know if I updated that. I don't know if I updated that or not. But Keith Taylor balled out, bro. Yeah, he played 65 snaps, 10 tackles, 11 targets, allowed 8 receptions for 65 yards. Had himself a day, bro. The touchdown he did give up on was against Adam Thielen, and that was just a hell of a catch. Good throw. He was in position, so I ain't gonna kill him for giving up that touchdown. That was just a damn good catch.
PFF didn't kill him either. 75 points is a good score.
75 is a great score from this dude's balling, bro. And I told y'all I was excited about I went back and looked at my reaction when we drafted him. And yeah, my energy's always been for Keith Taylor. I didn't think he was gonna be this good starting out. I'm gonna be honest with that. I did not think he was gonna be this good. And of course, he wasn't supposed to play this early. But this dude's gonna develop and be something solid, bro. It's gonna be something solid. So if CJ Henderson doesn't pan out, or we don't keep Stephon Gilmore, Keith Taylor's gonna be a solid cornerback for the future. But I love Keith Taylor, love his game, physical cornerback, and he comes from a good secondary school in Washington. Washington always puts out good cornerbacks, and so, bro, he played well, man. And Shi Smith also, he had 8 snaps, 2 targets, 2 receptions for 20 yards, had a nice little, it was considered a pass where I think he had a little jet sweep or reverse. And that was a great play. So we getting him involved. I saw him out there fielding kicks before the game started. So I was excited, knew we were going to see him. And that was a good look. And we have not seen Phil Hoskins yet all season. All right. So, Troy Pride is definitely, this is correct. Yeah, he's ain't gonna be no room for him moving forward.
No, sir. It's pretty much a done deal for him.
CJ Henderson was hurt. Yes, CJ Henderson, he has an injury tweak. It didn't feel right. It wasn't good enough to go. So he sat, but he was hurt. Anything else on the rookies, Dave?
Nope, that's it.
All right, so interesting stats. Again, the game within the game. Red zone efficiency was there. We got to the red zone 3 times. Most of those, I think, I know the defense put us there a couple times, and then we got there late, but 2 or 3, 67%. That's okay.
Yeah, but only gotten there 3 times is the problem.
Yep. Third down efficiency, not good there at all. Pass completions, not good. 7 of 14 for 41%. Yes, there was 8 drops. According to PFF, there were 8 drops, but at the same time, there were only 25 catchable footballs. So if we're gonna talk about context, go all the way into the context. Okay. Yes, there were drop footballs, but there was also some uncatchable throws. Okay. A couple of them joints. I know one of the throws for Robbie that y'all may count as a drop. I mean, he had to lay out to catch that shit, and he couldn't quite get it. That did not count as a drop because it was uncatchable. So penalties, 6 for 28. Shout out to the refs. I think we had the refs on our side. A few of our drives got extended because of penalties, to be honest with you. So the refs definitely helped us out. but we did get 6 penalties for 28 yards called against us. All right, so rushing numbers: 23 rushes, 118 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. I mean, and again, this does count for one of the big rushing plays that Sam Darnold had. That is included in that. So I thought Sam could have used his legs a little bit more, and I thought we could have gave Chew the ball some more. I know Austin. I was sitting next to Austin during the game, and I was screaming, "Run the football!" the entire game. I was screaming, "Run the football! Run the football! Run the football!" And for some reason, we just kept slinging it, man. We kept slinging it. And again, even Matt Rule agrees with me that we need to run the football more. So I've been saying that since the Dallas game. I've been saying we got to run the football, and we did it against the Eagles.
What it boils down to, man, when you are when you have a game managing quarterback, and your intention to have somebody be a game manager, he shouldn't throw the ball more than 25 times a game. That's the number. He shouldn't throw the ball more than 25 times a game. He can't throw it 40. I can tell you that right now. And he shouldn't be throwing it 30. And he's throwing it 30, at least 30 every single game this season. At least. So.
Yeah, for sure. And then we lost, run defense, bro. Run defense, we got carved up. Dalvin Cook came in, and him and Madison, they torched us up pretty good. We gave up 5.5 yards per carry. Last time we did that, we lost. See how that works?
Wait, but it gets better. How many times did they run the ball?
36 times, Dave.
36 times.
Yeah. Yeah. So we gave up some big plays in the run.
The run sets up the pass. I think some of you guys know how football works. The run sets up the pass. So if you can run the ball down their throat, you can have folks like Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson have good days.
Yeah, those guys were open. I went back and rewatched the game. It was hard. You get a different view when you watch it from the regular camera view. So I went back and watched it, and dudes we gave up some big plays. Like I said, the defense is not void of any criticism because they gave us some big plays. But they also kind of buckled down when it counted too. And they got put in some terrible positions. So just calling a spade, it is what it is. I can go through the whole game flow and tell you how bad positions they got put in. It is what it is. It is what it is. But time possession, we got dominated in time possession, and we almost got doubled up on, and that doesn't even include our overtime, the overtime numbers. So if you include the overtime numbers, I think you were up in, what was it, Dave? Like 43 or 46?
44 minutes, yeah.
Something like that. We almost got doubled up on. So I think there's a stat flying around. Let me see if I can pull it up. There's a stat flying around that we gave up. Here we go. The Panthers defense played 84 plays, 84 defensive plays, and that was tied for the most in a regular season game in franchise history. And we gave up a whopping 571 total yards. So again, we could not sustain any drives. Thanks to the rest, a couple of them got extended, but defense got put in bad, and they couldn't get off the field either. So it kind of just is what it is. Look at third down defense, 43%. That's solid, and I like anything under 50%. So they did a decent job.
But the fact that they had 16 opportunities to have a third down is the problem, man.
Exactly. So, and yes, that does include overtime. You're right. So overtime does matter in that 84 plays. They were on the field a lot, though. Unfortunately, the coin flip didn't go our way. But it is what it is. But total pressures on defense, and this is where you can be critical of the defense. 9 total pressures. That's not gonna cut it. 9 pressures. And you remember that guy Christian Darrisaw, another left tackle that was available in the draft that we passed on. He did pretty solid up against Brian Burns and company. 9 pressures, 4 QB hits, and 5 hurries. You ain't gonna win many games like that. You got to get to the quarterback. I know we were there a couple times. Brian Burns, he whiffed on one. We got to get dudes to the ground, man. We got to get dudes to the ground. We're getting close, but nine pressures ain't enough. I think that's definitely by far, I believe, our lowest total. I think our lowest total before that was like 16 or something like that. So we got to do better there. Defense got to ratchet up. We got to get some pressure on the defense. Um, and then on the offensive side, we gave up 14 pressures, which is an upgrade, right? I got the up arrows for that. We gave up 3 sacks. I know that's still 3 sacks, but only gave up 11 hurries. I thought the offensive line did a better job than what, and this is all relative to their bottom, right? They sucked last week. And so compared to that, they did play a little bit better. You can't blame the offensive line for that first interception thrown. You can't blame nobody not getting open. So I just saw somebody comment, "Oh, you gonna bail Robbie out for whatever, and you're not gonna give Sam Darnold a cape for the offensive line and bullshit." Did you see that first play?
Yo, I wanted to ask you this, man. How the hell did you react? Because you were in the stadium when that shit happened,
bro.
I was watching on TV in shock,
bro. I was screaming because Robbie Anderson was wide open. You could see it from our view. As soon as Robbie got open, Sam Darnold looked the other way, bro. He credited him for going through his progressions. His first read was Robbie. He looked at Robbie. Robbie didn't get open initially, but Sam, if he just stayed patient in the pocket, bro, he had a nice. If he stayed patient, he heard those footsteps, Dave. So he looked, he panicked, and then he threw the football late. He went back to Robbie and then threw a duck, and let Breland get to it. And so, but Robbie,
and the irony of it being Breland, by the way, who should have been a Panther, but he couldn't fit past a physical.
Yeah, he panicked. He panicked, bro. He panicked, dog. He panicked. The thing that the most critical, the most thing that bothers me about Sam Darnold, dog, is he doesn't throw people open.
Nope.
Right? You have to throw with anticipation. Throw it out, throw it out there, fam. Let the receivers go get it. He's waiting till guys are open and then throwing the football. You got to throw it anticipation, dog. That's the one thing I'm gonna be super critical of. It's gonna be that you got to throw it into anticipation. Throw guys open. He's not doing it. He's throwing at guys. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Let's see here.
We're not going there, man, because I already spoke my piece on that.
Preach. But then our offense, scoring offense, still sucks. 0 points
in the third quarter.
The defense,
5 out of 6.
Special teams scored, Dave, in the third. Offense didn't.
Nope, 5 out of 6.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a very, very wild game, man. Wild game. But let's move on. Dave, hit us with some Underdog.
Well, I will say this about Underdog Fantasy. If you did like me today and said that Derrick Henry was going to run under 100 yards, you're not going to make it in your pick'em league, because I'm going to tell you something. But the bottom line is, man, Underdog Fantasy has a pretty good game going, so to speak. The basketball season is starting tomorrow, so they already got numbers up. They got the pick'ems for the NBA. They also have a best ball for basketball season that you might have some time to get in. There ain't too many places where you can win 20 times your money in the pick'ems. So check out Underdog Fantasy. Use the code PNP, and it helps to get $10 towards your deposit, and it definitely helps out the channel. So I appreciate that for everybody who has signed up so far.
Yeah, man. Go over there and just sign up, dog. Sign up, have some fun over there. It's super dope product. They're gonna blow up. They're gonna be huge, dog. They got some really cool stuff. So get in on the ground floor, dog. It's a super dope product. And like Dave said, it helps the channel out tremendously. Y'all have no idea. If you just go over there, sign up, blessed. Free. That's free support right there. All right. So help us out. Go over to Underdog Fantasy. Use the code PNP. All right. All right, moving on. Stock up, stock down. Let's get it, Dave. That's
all you got to put right there.
We gonna stop here?
You just leave it right there. We can just do the whole piece. Cause, dude, I'm curious to see who the hell you got stocked up.
Hey, man. Hey, I found some stock ups, dog. I found some stock.
You found that's plural.
Yeah, I found multiple stock ups, but we got to start here, Dave. Stock down. The receivers. Okay, the receivers, dog. The receivers. Shout out to Dominique for the super chat, man. Appreciate that. He said, "Hey guys, man, the Panthers are like watching a roller coaster. It's up. Yeah, I feel you. You're right. You imagine being there, dog. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. They do make it hard. They make it hard every week. Pause. But all right, so let's get into the stock up, stock down, Dave. Robbie Anderson had 10 targets, 4 catches, 3 drops. Not good. Now, I will give
40% catch rate.
40% catch rate. I don't know how many of his targets were catchable. So I do not know that. I don't have the number for his particular reps or his targets. But it's crazy. You got to catch these footballs when they hit you in the hands. He had a bad one, and it's good. This is starting to become an issue, even going back to last week. And shout out to Robbie, man. He did get out in front of the cameras. He did have a press conference today. He did own up to it, and he pretty much said, "Yo, I got to do better. Take accountability and do what you got to do." So, shout out to Robbie, but we need you to be better, bro. You got paid. You got that money. And now you can't fall in that category where you get paid and fall off.
All right, we need stop. I need to address something. I have to address an elephant in the room real quick, and we'll get back to these receivers. You just showed up, buddy, and it's fine. This fan base compared Teddy Bridgewater to Cam Newton a lot last year when we had no reason to, because we knew what the decision was made. So we're not really going there today. But anyway, all right, back to these receivers, man.
Shout out to Kyle, man. He said Sam looked well in the first quarter. Where was that at, bro? I agree with you. I agree with you, dog. Agree with you.
The coaching staff.
But yes, going back, y'all threw me off for a second. Sorry. So DJ Moore also, Dave, 13 targets, 5 catches,
God,
3 drops.
Under 50%.
Yeah, not good, man. Not
under
good.
Under 40%, actually.
Dude's had a couple drops, bro. Dude's had a couple of drops out there. They didn't help Sam Darnold out. Again, just to put some context around that, only 25 of his throws were catchable of the 41. So we're not going to sit up here and say Sam was placing it there. But when he did, you do got to catch the football. You got to catch the football. So we got to call like we see it. Receivers do definitely need to be called out. And he did. Yes, DJ Moore did have the fumble too. You guys are right.
He did have the fumble.
Critical mistakes, especially for guys who we hold in high regard, right? We love DJ Moore. I think, again, like I said last week, DJ Moore is quickly becoming one of my favorite Panthers, period.
Mm-hmm.
And now he comes out and he has a lackluster game. But everybody's entitled to a bad game. Now, when it starts to become consistent, then we have issues. Robbie Anderson is starting to fall in that category. I'm going to be honest with you. DJ Moore, not so much. DJ Moore had a bad game. All right. But Robbie Anderson is the one starting to fall into that category of consistent drops, and it's not good. He's got to do better. All right. Anything else on wide receivers, Dave?
Nope. Nope. Next thing. Give me something positive to say, man.
Here we go. Positive. Keith Taylor. We talked about Keith Taylor.
Yeah, we talked
already.
about him. Yeah.
Keith Taylor, balled. Again, I give him his credit. He deserves to be in this category because, again, just to follow up on what I said, he's a rookie. This dude is a rookie playing at a very, very high caliber right now. And again, he ain't supposed to be out there. Every time he's gotten a chance to step on the field, he's played well, man. So Keith Taylor is a baller, bro. He's balling, and I'd be remiss if I didn't put him in the stock up category, even though we already highlighted him in the rookie report. So shout out to Keith Taylor, man. But we'll move on. We'll move on since we talked about him.
He balled, man. He balled. He was outstanding.
So, Dave, honestly, hold on, Dave. You know what's funny? Dave? I just left this here. This is the same photo I used last week, and I just left it there. Man, because
it's easier to do sides when it's the same thing every week, right?
Exactly. Bingo. You are 100% correct. And I just left it there, bro. Like, they not giving me anything. And listen, Matt Rule taking ownership for it. He said it starts with me. It starts and ends with me, bro. We appreciate that. But again, 0 points in the third quarter. Again, piss poor offense. We got to do better. We need balance, fam. We need balance in this team. We're not going to be successful leaning on the defense. The defense has injuries, right? We talk about how the defense didn't play that great. There's no Shaq Thompson. There's no J.C. Horn. There's no Justin Burris, who's also expected to return as well. There's no who else is missing, Dave? No C.J. Henderson. So you got a lot of guys missing from this defense, and I give them credit. They played well, but you got to play complementary football. And I know the stats won't say they played well, but they did enough when they got put in terrible positions, and for the offense not to compliment them. This goes way back. Even Dave, how many times have you heard me say complementary football? This goes back to Rivera days. We always missed the complementary football. Either one side would show up, the other side wouldn't show up. Back in the Rivera days. Now we have a defense that shows up, but the offense can't show up.
Well, the problem I have is that, and this is my beef with this coaching staff right now. Rule at one point had the gall over the weekend to say that we don't know what our identity is without Christian McCaffrey. And my response to that is this. The man's only played 6 games out of the 22 that you've coached. So you can't say you don't have an identity without him when you've been playing this long without him.
Dave, we didn't want to go here. All right. So this is a great segue. I didn't want to hit this early, but it's a discussion that needs to be had. Okay. In regards to CMC. Yes, we know CMC is an exceptional player. We know he does things to our offense that makes us a little bit harder to defend. But the harsh reality is, and this is why you come to PNP. The harsh reality is that, Dave, our offense was slightly below average with CMC on the field. Now, with him off the field, we're trash. Okay? We weren't great. People are acting as if we were a great, well-oiled machine with Christian McCaffrey on the field, and that's just not the case. It's not. Fam, we were ranked 18th in total yards through week 2 with CMC. 18th. We were ranked 18th in scoring offense after week 2 with CMC. Dave, we were 30th in third quarter scoring with CMC on the field.
I just don't understand how you don't have an identity when he's not on the field, when he hasn't been on the field. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you're trying to blame somebody that you haven't had.
Right. It just doesn't make sense.
Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't say, oh, it would have been one thing if he played for the bulk of last year. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. He played 3 games. So I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, that alone bothers me about the coaching staff more than anything else.
Yeah.
You're using somebody who hasn't been there as an excuse of why your offense is terrible. And that is insane to me.
Yeah, it is. It's asinine, dog. It doesn't make any sense.
It's wild.
So, yes, I saw somebody post in chat. Yeah, we did win the games. It wasn't because of the offense. They had to barely hold on against the Jets. Like, come on, man. Like, if we're gonna call it out,
we've only been dominated one game, and that was the Saints game. All the other games were close. The Jets was within the possession. We kept Houston in it for a while too. So, but what do I know?
I don't know. Yeah, but I'm with you, Dave. To blame a dude that's not you only have for 6 games is asinine, bro.
Like, you've had a regular season worth of no Christian McCaffrey. You should have an identity by now.
That's a fact, and you should know how to operate without him.
Yeah,
and you should have. And if not, you should have prepared for it. And they have not prepared for it. Shout out to Dominique with another super chat. He says CMC should not make this big of a difference. SMH, We still have other talent. Give the team some fight. I agree. You got Robbie Anderson, who got to catch the football. You got DJ Moore, who should catch the football. But you got to get creative. You got to get creative, fam. Here we go. Ross Gold says, like Smitty said in the preseason, those cute offensive plays don't work very often. That's Joe Brady's whole playbook. I mean, dog. I mean, yeah.
I mean, what can we do at this point? Hope that Joe Brady gets the job at LSU. I wouldn't be shocked if there's other folks within the coaching staff that would be hoping for it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just frustrating, man, because we all recognize the talent that CMC is, bro. But we got bigger issues if you relying all for and I get it. The quarterback has his deficiencies. And he needs a CMC for pass protection. He needs CMC to dictate coverages. I get all that. But you ain't doing something right if you can't operate without that. That means your quarterback isn't good enough. That means get a new quarterback. You have to figure out a way to win without said CMC when and if he goes down. Because you know what? If you can, that makes you much, much better when you have him available. So get a new quarterback. Get a new OC. Get something. Figure it out so that we can operate without CMC. Because that's only going to make you better, right? And I said it again. Look at the stats with CMC. We were not that great with him. Yes, we were getting W's, but that was on the back of the defense. And look at the teams we played.
Everybody knew we were going to win the first 3 games going into the season. Everybody knew it. Nobody had us losing any of the first 3 games. It became the games after that. Dallas showed us something. And then we got back into our bad habits against Philadelphia. And then we got into more of our bad habits against Minnesota. And now we got a Giants teams coming in, and I don't know what to think. No idea what to think. Because these two guys right here could easily cost us the game with their schemes. And that's the scary part.
Yeah.
And I don't know what y'all going to do if we lose in New Jersey next week, this Sunday.
Ooh, it's going to be tough. If we lose to the Giants, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. The game is in New York, yes.
The game, New Jersey.
Same thing, Dave.
No, it's not. I'll pick on all Giants fans this way. Let me be.
All right. Fair enough. Let's move on from the coaching staff. All right. Luvu. Oos. Shout out to Oos, man. Frankie Luvu is balling right now, fam. In fact, Frankie Luvu has graded out as the highest graded player according to PFF in 4 out of 6 games so far, dude. And I know some of it was limited, but dude is balling out here. When he's out there, he's making an impact. Frankie Luvu, 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and he had the block punt that put up 7 on the board for us when we needed it, because we damn sure wasn't getting it from the offense. But shout out to Frankie Luvu. And listen, he's gonna work his way into a contract. He may work his way into another team. And Dave, let me ask you this. Do we need to get a Luvu chant going in the stadium? Yeah, can he get the Lu? Because is he good enough for the Lu?
He can get the Luvu.
Dave, is it too close to Luke?
No, because
are we disrespecting Luke?
You got the cook. You can do the Luvu. Like you can make it work.
I'm just saying, man, because I know somebody. I think Austin said it. Yo, fam, we might need to start up the Luvu chant. I was like, bro, that might be too close. That might be too close.
Nah, you gotta
put some respect on Luke's name. We can't just be throwing out.
We gotta get that
Luvu
just
be doing that.
Popping, man.
He said too early. I feel y'all, man. Too early.
It wasn't too early for Luke. We were yelling Luke like.
Nah, Luke got the Luke. We as soon as he grabbed the starting position for Beeson, he was getting the Luke.
Yes, he was.
So, but yeah, man. Shout out to Frankie Luvu though. He's balling, man. He's balling right now. Impact. Anytime dude's on the field, he's making plays. So, and the who. Okay, yeah, the who too. Who the Lou. I don't know, man. But Lou is definitely might be too close. They might need to find. Can we say Oos? We can do the Uso. We can do the Uso chant.
We could. WWE needs a chant somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
But all right.
But all right, Frankie Luvu. Shout out to Frankie. Dave. Sammy D.
I'm laughing that you picked the timeout one, man.
Hey, I had to, Dave. Had to. But hey, listen,
Oh,
we talked about it, man. We talked about it. We talked about Sam, man. Listen, throwing that pick on the first game, on the first play of the game, bro, not acceptable. And again, like I said earlier, 25 catchable throws. I know it was 41. Eight of those joints was dropped. But fam, we need more from you. We saw what we saw from you on that last drive, Sam. You had two good drives. You had the drive where we drove downfield. I think we settled for 3. Where you broke out for the whatever, however long that run. I don't know, it's about 20, 30 yard run. When you broke out for that run, you started using your legs. Boom, you was killing. Why did it take to the end of damn near game on the line for you to get going, fam? And then the last drive where you put the team on your back, drove us 99 yards, fam. Two amazing 4th down conversions. Great throw to Ian Thomas on 4th down in the back of the end zone. Great.
You want to hear a story?
Great throw.
You want to hear a story? Somebody said Teddy would never be able to make a throw like that, right? And again, you know, the Twitter world is quick with theirs. Somebody found Teddy Bridgewater doing a very similar throw to another receiver, right down the middle.
Yeah, he drove us straight down the field in the Vikings game too. Same opponent.
Ironically enough, against the Vikings, yes.
And the field goal kicker missed the field goal, but he gets the blame for it. But anyway, Sam, back to Sam, right? So Sam, again, drove us down 99 yards, 4th down in the back of your own end zone. You hit Ian Thomas, great throw. Then he had another 4th down conversion where I think he hit DJ Moore. I believe it was DJ Moore. Who did he hit? Yeah, because it was a 4th down conversion to DJ. And then goes back to his guy, Robbie Anderson, even after dropping all those passes to score. It drive us to complete the drive, 99 yards. Where was that offense? Where was that sense of urgency the entire game? And again, I'm not just speaking to Sam. That goes to coach staff, goes to everybody. Where was that?
You got to ask the coaching staff. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, I will say it was fun to watch, but me seeing it made me more irritated because it was like, you had this in you all. Everybody could have been doing this the whole game. Why are you waiting until the final quarter to realize that, hey, I actually got to catch these passes. Hey, I got to actually execute. Like, you know, Sam has it in him, but it doesn't matter if you ain't going to have it in you for all 4 quarters. We still didn't adjust at the end of the half. We still looked bad. The double timeout was bad. Like it just, the interception of the first play, that was bad. That was bad. Like, the man has 8 turnovers.
He had a fumble too.
Yeah, the man has 8 turnovers in 3 games.
8 turnovers in 3 games. 8 turnovers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
interceptions. 6 interceptions in the last 3 games. 6.
What's he on pace for? I don't know. What's that pace? What's that pace looking like?
To lead the league?
I can do the math real quick.
He's got 7 already.
Well, how many games was that?
7 interceptions in 6 games.
We doing interceptions or just turnovers, period?
Oh, look, man, I don't want to hear about turnovers because I know he's got more. When you count the turnovers, I think the number's higher. But interceptions, he's on pace to lead the league.
Yeah, he's leading the league right now. I think
he's already leading the league already.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean he's not beating Wilson? Wilson and Sam Darnold had the same odds to lead the league in interceptions. He had the same odds as a rookie quarterback that plays for the Jets. So that tells you how Vegas felt about him. And by the way, man, somebody said it yesterday. If losing your running back causes you to forget how to play the position at a high level, then you don't have a franchise quarterback. Even though I never thought Sam Darnold was a franchise quarterback to begin with.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think there's
yeah.
some people in that front office that thought he would be. And that's the problem. That's the issue. He's not a franchise quarterback, guys. I don't give a damn where he got drafted. First round picks ain't always franchise quarterbacks.
Zach does have 9 interceptions. Zach has 9 interceptions. Sam Darnold has 7 interceptions. But I think if you count total turnovers, I think Sam might be up there.
Yeah, Sam.
I don't know that to be 100% true, but I'm looking at the INT numbers. Patrick Mahomes got 8. Trevor Lawrence got 8. Davis Mills got 7. Sam Darnold got 7. Joe Burrow got 7.
So now who now we know that Zach Wilson being at the top of that list is shocking because of the team he plays for. But then the next question you have is, who do you think else? Like, Mahomes ain't gonna stay near the top of that.
He's got volume too, though, right? He's got like almost 100 more attempts than anybody. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all.
And
my bad.
Now,
he's got 20 more attempts than Sam Darnold, to put that in perspective.
But the thing that's interesting about Mahomes is that a lot of his picks were tip balls. A lot of them. I would almost dare to say about half of them were. So it was on the receivers that had a chance to catch the ball and they tipped it and then the other person caught it. That happened a lot. That isn't necessarily the case with Sam's 7. Sam's were pretty much thrown at the guy. The one yesterday was that. 19 interceptions is a lot. That might be a season. That might be a career high for him, by the way, just so you know. Only three. 3 out of 8 is still damn near half, guy. 37.5 if you want the numbers, but I mean that's still 3 out of the 8 were tipped. 19 interceptions would be the most that Sam's ever had, by the way. So, but anyway.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on from Sam.
Move on from Sam.
We
didn't even lower it.
I didn't change mine. I didn't change it.
Oh, no, you didn't lower my shit.
Hold on, let's do a live look at lowering Dave's confidence meter. Hold on.
You need to lower mine.
Where you going, Dave?
I'll be honest. Like, if he didn't throw that interception with the first play, I probably would have lowered it. Yeah, lower.
Stop me, Dave. Me, Dave.
Lower. There we go.
Damn, Dave.
There we go.
Live look at lowering Dave's confidence meter, bro.
There we go. That's where we're at.
Damn.
He's proven to me that he's proven to me that he needs way more help than we can give him.
And truth be told, this slide was in reference to franchise quarterback, right? Like how do we feel about Sam being a franchise quarterback? And Dave, I'm just about ready to delete this shit, to be honest with you, because he ain't it. He's not it. He's not a guy I'm willing to build my franchise around. Sorry.
Oh no, but the thing is,
I've seen, and again, through 6 games, I have not. The fact that he looks as bad as he looks without Christian McCaffrey, and the way they're essentially saying, dude, we're bad because C-Mac isn't here. And the fact that he needs a Christian McCaffrey to lean on, that tells me you're not franchise quarterback material. So really, honestly, we can stop this. We can delete this shit now.
Well, the thing is, and I know folks don't like when we make the comparison to Teddy, but we need to make the comparison to Teddy because everybody was fine with bringing Sam in, thinking that Sam could be a franchise quarterback. We knew when Teddy got here that he was not going to be a franchise quarterback. We knew that. When Teddy came here, we never said that he was going to be a franchise guy. We were saying that he was a bridge to the franchise guy, and that bridge became Sam Darnold. And he's not a franchise quarterback. He wasn't a franchise quarterback for the Jets. He's not a franchise quarterback for us. Like, and that's just the facts of life. So, no, he's not a franchise quarterback. And we just have to accept that. And I agree it's not all Sam, but bro, he's turning that ball over a lot.
Nah, he is turning the ball over, and it's not all
it's not all Sam.
No. Let's just say this, because yes, there are some. I think the play calling. There are some situations where the play calling is bad, but there are some situations where the play call is great, and he either misses somebody, or in this instance, in this game, because there was a lot of misses last game. He missed a lot of wide open guys last game. This game, he had a lot of footballs dropped, and it looks bad on him, right? He has to take a casual fan is going to say, well, shit, Sam looked bad. But if you look into the numbers, the 8 drops, we understand that nuance. That has this, irregardless of the fact. To me, there's so many traces to follow. The breadcrumbs are being left on the ground, Dave, for you to follow. This dude is not a franchise quarterback. Dave, the first breadcrumb was that when Matt Rule said, we don't need you to come in here and be a leader. We don't need you to come in here and do that and do this and do that. You just come in here, do your job. That was the first indication that this dude is not going to be a franchise quarterback. And then they keep doubling down on it. Dave, they're saying, yo, because Christian McCaffrey's gone, essentially, for lack of a better term, he can't. Yes, the answer is yes. And then nobody's going to admit it, but yes, we did. We downgraded the whole offense, damn near downgraded. But nobody's going to admit it. Nobody's going to admit it till the season's over with. But
nobody. But the thing is, all you got to do is say this. Sam Darnold had 7 passing touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The guy we replaced has 10 passing touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And we're paying him to play for another team right now. And we traded a second-round pick that's looking like it's going to be in the 40s at this rate to that team. We gave away 3 picks for him. So, yeah, we downgraded. But we downgraded from Cam, too, when we got Teddy. So, we can bring that up another day.
That's a fact, too.
We downgraded. When we went from Cam to Teddy, it was a downgrade.
We doubled down on the downgrade.
We doubled down on the downgrade, yo. We went from Cam to Teddy, Teddy to Sam. We downgrading our way down.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, man.
I know somebody was gonna say he's got 5 rushing touchdowns, and that's great. But he has, but dude, if we count the turnovers, it's not. It still doesn't look good. If we add the rushing touchdowns and put the other turnovers that aren't picks with it, still don't look good, bro. Still ain't better than 10-4. I don't care what you say.
And one thing we got to stop this shit right now. What's got to stop is the babying of this dude. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's just considered a rookie." This dude is not a rookie, fam. We're not treating him like no rookie. He's a 4-year vet right now. He's not a rookie. Next year he will be out of his rookie contract, and you have to start paying this situation. So he's not. Stop babying this dude. This dude's a grown man. He got to take these lumps like everybody else.
He got to. And the thing is, I think a lot of people thought, well, he's not in New York no more, so the pressure's going to be different.
Nah. I told y'all that. If this dude come down here thinking he's just going to escape the New York media, nah, fam. We don't play about our Panthers, dog. Hey, we might not show up to the games, but we gonna cook your ass.
That Twitter game is vicious, bro.
Your ass gonna get cooked, B, when it's time to get cooked. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted with Panther Nation, dog. You gonna get flamed when it's time to get flamed. By
the way, guys, and I want to go ahead. I have to bring out the bad news buried up in this joint, man. I'm afraid I got some bad news because if you guys think that we're going to go and draft a quarterback this upcoming season, if this season falls to a hell in a handbasket, you're sadly mistaken. This man's 5th-year option has already been picked up. So this is going to be your guy next year too. So the best that we could do is try to put pieces around him for the upcoming year.
Dog, and here's the thing, even if you go out and invest all this, into the offense, into the offensive line, that offensive line has to mesh. It's going to take some it's going to be a little bit before we really can start to see like the perfect scenario. Like Sam needs Christian McCaffrey to be on the field 99% of the time. He needs the number 1 offense. He needs the number 1 defense. He needs all of that to be successful.
What did I say prior to the season? I said this team is a playoff team if our defense plays top 5 and Sam's just average. And I'm gonna let you know right now, buddy. These numbers right now, being at the top of the heap of interceptions, that's not average, bro. That's not average quarterback play. So, but the thing, here's my problem, man. having a high pick would piss me off because that means the Jets are going to get a high second round pick.
No, you know what though? Even if we have a high pick, there's a high chance that we're gonna trade it.
Yes, very high.
We don't have no. We're gonna trade it because we don't have late round picks. There's a high chance we're gonna trade it. I'm telling y'all now. I'm gonna pull this clip up when it happens. That's some bullshit.
No, it's not. The dude got Jake Delhome's done more than what Sam Darnold's going to be able to do at this point.
That's fair. That's
Jake
fair.
Jake Delhomme got Bashir Muhammad paid, fam. Paid. Got him his bag. Teddy Bridgewater got folks bags last year.
He did.
What bag is Sam Darnold about to bring to somebody? What bag we gonna get?
A bag full of
a paper
clothes.
Bag on our heads? Is that it?
Bag full of clothes. Moving out bags.
I mean, let's keep it a buck, man.
All right, let's move on. Let's get off of Sam. Pause. All right, so Hassan's still balling, making these plays. I don't know. I forgot what his stat line will be. He had a nice amount of tackles. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I want to bring because people will be hating on Jake, but I'm going to keep it clear. There's one thing that Jake has that Sam does not have, and that's called dog. He's got the dog in him.
That's a fact. Ain't nobody gonna argue with that.
He's got the dog in him. Sam ain't got that, bro, and neither did Teddy. So just to be fair,
Teddy ain't had no dog in him.
Teddy ain't got the dog in him either. Cam had the dog. Jake had the dog. These last 2 quarters we have does not.
So Hassan Reddick, 8 total tackles. 3 of them joints was tackles for loss. This dude was everywhere. Had the fumble recovery. Out there damn near looking like a kick returner too. When he picked that joint up, he was moving and grooving out there. But shout out to Hassan, man. Shout out to Hassan Reddick, man. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but shout out to Hassan Reddick, man. He's definitely cooking out here. He's balling right now. He's balling.
Dog, I want to get back into the discussion about a franchise quarterback because I want to play a game. We can look at this. This hasn't changed from last week, right? Because nobody got a sack. So,
yeah, 89J Stubbs said, "Let me go ahead and delete the sack contest too." You right, bro, and I got it right here.
No, you don't have to
delete this shit too. And
you ain't got to delete it
as the winner.
Nah, Brian Burns can catch up, man. I just think he over pursues a lot. Because he could have had one last week. He could have had one yesterday.
Yeah, he had one. He
had one for sure yesterday. But
he had one. But yeah, man. But that we still stand. No sacks, 0 sacks. But we'll move on from that. Just real quick, offensive line. This is what the offensive line. I didn't put them on stock up, stock down. I thought they had a decent day. I know the grades are rocky, especially for Paradis and MJ, the bootleg MJ. But in comparison to what how they've been playing, I thought they played much better.
This looks just like last week.
Nah, it wasn't as bad. John Miller played much better.
Oh, Miller was bad.
This is the John Miller we expect to see.
But the thing is, 2 out of the 5 were good, and the rest were terrible. But that happens every week.
Cam was playing serviceable. The 3 hurries, we'll take that without the sacks. As long as he's not giving up sacks.
Michael Jordan gave up all 3 sacks, huh?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he might be on that.
I think that's debatable too, though. I think that's debatable. I think Chuba missed.
Chuba gave up one of them because
I think Chuba missed that stunt. I think he gave up one of them. That's my opinion. But PFF attributed that to Michael Jordan. So yeah. But yeah, so in comparison to what we did last week, I think they did fine. They did fine.
No. Last week?
Nope.
Yeah. They were bad last week.
They were awful last week. No, they were awful last week. And they were serviceable this week. Again, I saw some clean pockets out there for Sam, and he panicked. And he would
the first interception. That interception in the first play was a clean pocket. That was a clean pocket. He had all the time in the damn world.
This might be right. I need to relook at it.
Paradis did miss that stunt. He did miss that stunt. It would look bad too, man.
Somebody missed something, so I don't know. Maybe I got to go back and look at it again. I see it from a different angle. Helps too.
But
Yeah, they are second in sacks. That's a very good point, and we only gave up 3, so I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, moving on. So running back production, Dave. Just a real quick. Just want to show you guys this. Pull some numbers here. So Chuba, and we're talking about Chuba Hubbard in 3.5 games, Christian McCaffrey in 2.5 games. So we saw it wasn't quite full 2.5 games, but just for ease, the sake of the numbers, I just stopped it at 2.5. But if you look at the rushing yards, it's comparable, especially when you're talking about yards per game. Chuba's averaging 77 yards per game, and I'd argue if they gave it to him more, he could probably do more because you can see with the touches. Christian McCaffrey's getting 6 more touches per game than Chuba Hubbard. And it really comes in the receiving game, right? Christian McCaffrey is eating. When it comes to receiving, Christian McCaffrey really does his damage in the receiving game, especially in the yak. I think he's got a ton of yak yardage. And I think that's where Christian McCaffrey separates himself from Chuba. But especially when you're looking at the total yards per game. Total yards per game is crazy. 349 yards to 364 yards in 2 games. Christian McCaffrey had a great game against, I believe it was the Saints, is where he snapped. No, in the Jets. Against the Jets. He snapped against the Jets. Almost had 200. No, he did have 200 total all purpose. So most of his yards came from that game. So just putting this out there. I'm not drawing any comparisons. I'm not saying anything. I'm just giving you the numbers, just providing the numbers. Any thoughts on this, Dave?
Only thing is, like you said, man, if Chuba, the hands, man. If Chuba had the hands, we'd be having I think the fan base would be having a completely different discussion. Because that's the only thing he's lacking right now: opportunity and hands.
Yep.
Because
like I agree exactly what Jay Simp says. Yo, if he cleans up the drops, I think he could start to at least threaten defenses, right? And then you start to see people respect him, and you'll start to see some of those some of the same nuances in the same nuances in the way that Christian McCaffrey affects the game. So I like Chuba, man. He's doing solid work out there. All right. Game preview. We do got a game preview coming up on Wednesday with my man Digi456 for the New York Giants. Solid content creator for the Giants. We're linking up. Gonna preview the game on Wednesday. So make sure y'all come join us for that joint. Should be interesting. Here is the current standings for the NFC South. We have now fell behind
the Saints, but the Saints want to buy.
Saints want to buy. That is correct. And so, yeah, it's kind of where we are. Bucks looking to run away with the division at this point.
Again.
Yep.
Well, they didn't win it last year, right? So the Saints won it last year. So, but they're the cream of the crop of the division. But we said the Bucks were going to win the division anyway. You know, and the Giants came off of a freaking shellacking last week too.
Yep. All right. And then is it too early for this, Dave?
It's never too early.
Is it too early to start tracking the draft order, y'all? Is it too early? Too soon? Let me know if it's too soon.
Yo, man. Detroit.
Too soon?
When are they going to win? Yo, shout out to Dan Campbell, though. Dan Campbell straight up called out Jared Goff. Straight up pretty much said he ain't playing well enough. And he didn't sugarcoat it either. Like, even when Matt Rule said that Sam wasn't playing better, he kind of put everybody else in that, everybody's not playing better. Dan Campbell straight up said Jared Goff needs to be playing better. Straight up. And that's why they're 0-6.
A hot seat. Ooh, I like this. We'll replace the Sam Darnold meter with the hot seat meter. This is a great content suggestion. This is a great. Jason, we might do that.
Dog, Miami, the Eagles might have a top 3 pick, which is wild to me.
Yo, you see all them picks they got? They got 3 picks in the top 10 right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Shit, they got 3. Damn, they got 3, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Miami wasn't supposed to be this bad either, though. I can't believe they lost to Jacksonville, man. And that cost me some money, too. I would have hit my 5 if they would have went into overtime because I needed James Robinson to get me 6 more yards rushing.
Oh, welcome to that club. I've been to that club several times.
Oh my God, man. When that man, and the thing that's crazy about that game in London yesterday, man, Jacksonville was the only team going into that game. Jacksonville was the only team in the NFL to not have a field goal made yet.
Yeah, I saw that. And then they hit the
They
game
made
winner.
2 50-yarders
Crazy.
in that game. 2.
That's a crazy stat, dog.
Wild, man. Insanity. You think Flores lost the locker room, Grandizer? If that's the case,
he's a Miami fan, dog.
I know. That's why I'm listening. I'm like, if that's the case, the house is about to be cleaned. GM might be out too.
All right, Dave. Do you want to open up the phone lines for a little bit?
Sure.
Don't call in yet. Give me a second. I don't know why I don't ever have this just pulled up, y'all. My bad.
Because you be out here being unprepared.
Yeah, super unprepared.
But it's okay.
Like I almost forget. I need to take calls. And I gotta stop sharing for a second to put the audio in.
Ryan Tannehill only has 71 passing yards. Do you understand how trash that is? But
dog, that's the offense, B.
This is why I don't play Tannehill.
Everything go through Henry, dog. That's what y'all want. That's what y'all want us to be.
Like everything goes through Henry. Everything.
All right, I got a call coming in, Dave.
Jason,
I gotta stop sharing for a second.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. To accept, press 1. To send a
one, man.
I know my fault. Jay said, "What's good, bro?"
What's up? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we chilling, dog.
We're chilling, man.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel after this one. This isn't a rant call. This isn't a go off because it's sad. It's a sad call. It's you know how when somebody says like I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed. That's what this is. Because how is it that we're making mistakes that are legitimately? I mean, I talked to Noli about this. It's legitimately not an NFL level mistake. How do you come out of a timeout? You call a timeout on 3rd and 10. Y'all are disorganized. You want to get ready. And that's cool. Burn a timeout, line up, get the play right. You come out of that timeout looking around 5 seconds on the play clock, still confused. What were you doing during the timeout?
Yeah,
were y'all just
crazy.
chatting?
They was chilling.
Yeah, man. Wife came over, man. She cooked a good meal, I'm not at the game. I gotta go pick up the babies. I gotta get her some stuff for school. School back in session, man. They back in person. They got this COVID stuff going on, man. It's crazy, bro. Anyway, 3rd and 10, what we doing? That's what we look like. That's what we look like. What are you doing? What are y'all doing during a timeout? And it's like, bro, you didn't know you couldn't call back-to-back timeout? I'm sitting here yelling at my
That's college. That's college coach shit right there.
Oh, you can't call back-to-back. You can't call back-to-back. Line up. How do you not know that?
He definitely didn't know. He was clueless.
That's legitimately a college level.
But you know who else? You know who else should have known that?
Can't hear you,
Sully was like, nah, maybe it's college, Division II. Whatever. Okay, fine. It ain't an NFL level mistake, bro. Ain't no way you slice that. That's an NFL level mistake. And we continue to see things like that. How is it throughout the coaching changes we continue to burn first quarter timeouts like they're free? First quarter, boom, timeout. 7 minutes left in the first quarter, timeout. Disorganized, clock running down. How is that continuing? David Tepper said at one point the coordinators are in a spot where they can't see the clock. Move them then.
And to add to that though, we had a couple of delayed game penalties yesterday too. That's something we saw a lot last year. It's starting to creep back up. These delayed game penalties, the play clock got down to 1 like several times, and they barely beat the shot clock.
I'm watching these games like, bro, y'all don't have to. Every time they break the huddle, it's with under 10 seconds on the clock. So by the time they get lined up, see the protection, get a motion in, 3, 2, 1. Now you got the defensive ends they just eating at the jump because they know you're hiking in at 1. So now they getting a jump on you. So those Cam Irving stats you see, I feel bad for the man because the thing is with offensive football, and we don't talk about the offense specifically. I don't even worry about defense. You're supposed to have an advantage over the defense because on every play because you know the snap count and they don't. But when they know the snap count and you're constantly in 3rd and longs, you're constantly in 2nd and long, you're getting 5-yard delay of games, you're getting holding calls, and they know you're snapping it at 1. Well, now it's free for all. Now you got the defensive line just chomping at the bit. They just got to wait. They don't even have to wait to go. They just know when you're going to go. So I want to see urgency next game. There was no urgency. I want to see life. I want to see spirit. Like, bro, it's just sad to watch. It's just sad to watch. And we need to also call a spade a spade. I don't want to hear Joe Brady's name with no head coaching considerations again.
Dog, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I'm calling somebody. I'm calling the league office. No, put him in timeout. He can't be considered. No.
I hope LSU is on the phone with him, right? It only makes sense. LSU needs to be the destination for Joe Brady. Go back, coach a high power offense down there, and lead LSU to another national championship because it ain't it here. I think that's the only it's the match made in heaven for him. I think he's gonna get a huge bag if he goes down there. So that's where I think he needs to go, back to LSU.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with this experiment with him.
Yep.
Like we knew this was gonna be a stepping stone or whatever, short-term thing anyway, and it hasn't looked good. So yeah, I'm good. Let's move on and we can really evaluate Matt Rule. Because I'm not sure.
I can evaluate him now.
Bro, let's just move on. I'm on. He got a 7-year contract. Ain't no way we get rid of him after 2 years. Yeah, so we need to really evaluate some people. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm not mad. I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, what's going on? But yeah, that's all I got this week, man. Hope y'all are good.
Yep.
Hope y'all staying safe. Hope Fam's good. And I'll talk to y'all next time.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, jump in there real quick.
Bro, he can be gone after this season. Did y'all see Tepper's face? Did you see Tepper's face?
I saw it. He was pissed.
Dude, he can be gone after this season. You know that man ain't got no patience.
Call from
Noli.
Noli, what's good, bro?
Not much. How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. What's good?
Doing, man.
Long time no hear.
No. Yeah, I know. I've been watching. I haven't been able to call. Yeah, it's just, I don't know about y'all, but like I've been saying in the Discord, I haven't really been upset watching these games because this was my expectation. So when I watch these games, I don't even get mad or angry because this is what I expect. And you know, if you're one of those that's passionate and you get upset, I completely get it. But like I've been saying, they're not going to get my emotional investment until they make some competent moves. About Brady, I do want him to get head coaching consideration so that he can leave. But again, I don't think he's that horrible personally. I just think our QB play has not been great. But honestly, I'm done. I agree with Dave. And my question to y'all is, how many wins is it going to take, or losses, I should say, this year for Tepper to cut the cord with the Rule? Because I was listening to the radio earlier, and when Steve Smith was on, and he was saying he was in the press box with Tepper, and you saw that picture of Tepper. He was talking about Smitty, how he's been with the organization back when they were 1-15 and people were giving away tickets. And he said, I have seen the amount of changes Tepper has done to the stadium, to the concessions. Like, he talked about all the money he invested that fans don't really think about. And to not have a winning product is really irking him. And so I just wanted to ask you, how many wins do you think, or losses, I should say, for Tepper to cut the cord this year? Because I think 8 or 9 wins Rule's coming back.
Yeah, man. So Dave is saying 6. But I think that the only way Matt Rule gets fired or let go is if we just lose the rest of these games. If we lose the rest of these games, I think Matt Rule might be out of here. I don't know if that's gonna happen. But
I don't know if Noli can hear me or not.
He can't hear you. But go ahead,
fine,
Dave.
But I'll say it anyway.
Go ahead.
6 games, he's gone. If we go 6,
What did you say?
and
Dave?
Dave
I
is saying
can't hear
six games. He's out of here.
6 games, he's out. If he wins just 6
I don't
games, he's
think
gone.
I'm sorry. I can't see. We won 5 games last year. If he wins 6, I don't know how he comes back for a third year. I think the expectation is playoffs for Tepper, and rightfully so. Because people are like, oh well, Rivera's first year he was 6-10, then he was 7-9. Rivera didn't have this talent. Like folks
That's
forget, Rivera is inheriting a 2-14 year. He did not have this talent, and at least with Rivera, the problem was we couldn't hold on to the lead. But we had an exciting young quarterback. We were getting up early on teams. It was just we couldn't close the games out.
I know Noli can't hear me right now.
Hold on, Dave. Hold on.
Sorry. I was about to say,
go ahead.
we were struggling we were abysmal. We weren't struggling on offense, and we weren't abysmal during Rivera's 2 years. It was exciting. It was frustrating to lose the games, but Rule has no excuse with the talent we have now. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, 6 wins. I'm kind of just like, I guess we'll see.
I think, and
All right, hold on, Noli. Can we? You got anything
Yeah,
else?
yeah, for sure.
You got
Oh
anything
no,
else?
that's all I was gonna say. That's all I was gonna say. I appreciate
All right,
it.
I'm gonna let Dave address while we drop this call.
I appreciate it.
All right, bro. Go ahead, Dave.
the difference between what Ron Rivera walked into and to what Matt Rule walked into is this. Ron Rivera had a rookie quarterback. He got to build with a rookie quarterback. And so that bought him more time.
Mm-hmm.
Rule did not have that. And some of that was based on his decision making. Getting Cam out of here, bringing Teddy in, getting Teddy out of here, bringing Sam in. So some of these decisions is going to be the reason his demise could be quicker than what happened to Ron.
I that's a great point, Dave. Yeah,
you guys cannot go off the 7-year deal when we know we don't have a patient owner.
Yeah, the 7-year deal. I thought that's doesn't matter. That's that contract. He's got guaranteed money in his contract. He's gonna get paid regardless. So the contract is not gonna be the reason he stays. He can get cut at any point.
Call from
Jared.
Jared, what's good, bro?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, we chilling. About as good as we can be at this point.
I feel you. Oh man, what a 3 weeks we've gone through.
Yeah, man.
That's 3 weeks. I have no idea what this regime is trying to do. I thought it was gonna be a rebuild. They've been talking about rebuild. The moves don't scream rebuild whatsoever. They've gone with 2 veteran quarterbacks. It's too late to go with a rookie at this point. I think Tepper is going to pretty much force a trade, whether that be Rush trying to leave Seattle, whether that be Deshaun if everything clears up. Because I think if it continues on this path, he's going to refuse to let them have Sam Darnold next year.
I agree.
Because he's seen bad QB play, and he's not trying to see it 2 years straight from the same quarterback. So I think he's going to force his hand, and they're going to have to make a move, and then that's going to put us in a situation where we have to give up future draft capital. We get that vet QB, but since we give up draft capital, we can't build him an O-line. And if we go the O-line route through the draft and trying to wait on a rookie QB, all these defensive players' contracts are going to be coming up. It's going to have to let some people go. It's just going to be rough because they half-assed the rebuild.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. They didn't go all in on the rebuild, and it's interesting because the only thing that makes it difficult with getting rid of Sam is that contract, right? He picked up the 5th-year option.
Guaranteed money.
Yeah, yeah. So that makes it a little. I'm not sure how to get out of that. Like, can they cut him before a certain period to void the contract? I'm not sure.
I think it's all guaranteed money.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then that goes into the dead money. And then we just kind of play in the same game we've been playing. We're going to do the same thing we did with Teddy, right? You paying him to play for another team.
We still have money for Teddy next year too?
Not next year. I'm just saying in the same aspect that we're going to be paying him to play for another team like we are Teddy for this year.
Right.
And I think we might have a little bit for Teddy next year too.
We do have money for Teddy next year.
Yeah. So
So
you could be potentially paying Teddy and Sam Darnold.
That's my point. So if you already are fine with doing what you just did, I know you can't hear me.
Yeah, go ahead.
But if you're fine with doing what you just did with Teddy and potentially with Sam, if this continues to go to hell in a handbasket, then why do folks don't think that Rule could be out of here after the second year? I don't understand. Like, if Tepper's willing to mess up the cap with Teddy, like they did this year.
What's Dave saying?
He's saying if Tepper was willing to go ahead and go drastic and cut Teddy and mess up the cap this year, what makes them think that we just can't just get rid of Rule and everybody else and start the shit over?
There's no cap for Rule.
There's no cap for Rule specific. Yeah, so I mean, he's right. I mean there's no salary cap for coaches, so you just cutting a check essentially, and that's pennies for Tepper. So it ain't really in the organization. The organization can eat that Matt Rule money. That's not. So I don't think, again, it's not the contract that's going to keep Matt Rule around here. And we got to give Dave some credit too, because Dave was talking about this last year. Like, Dave been trying to fire Matt Rule since last year and said it was on the table. So you got to get credit for that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just, at the end of the day, it's tough because you don't see Sam is not a franchise quarterback. He's not.
No.
He is who he is, and there's no fixing Sam Darnold. He's been like this since USC. He was like that with the Jets, and everybody blamed Adam Gase. He has his part to play in it too, and so it's just crazy. So, what's your suggestion, Jared? Where do we go from here? What you thinking, man?
I'm cutting ties with Rule. I'm cutting ties with him.
Who you replacing him with?
I don't. That's the thing we got to go into the off season with. Eric B was my first choice. He's still out there available. I feel like this would be a whole lot different if we would have just brought in Eric B and
Andrew Berry.
Andrew Berry at the same time, not holding on to Hurney. As soon as they had that interview blocked from the Eagles with Andrew Berry, I was like, oh shit, this is about to be a fucked up off season.
Yeah,
as
man.
Soon as that happened.
There was, and you know what I thought about doing? That's a great point, because I thought about doing a mini docu-series on all the missteps that we've taken so far and how it fucked everything up. Just little stuff like that, like the Andrew Berry, Marty Hurney situation, the Cam situation. There's just been so many little missteps along the way that you like, if you just made one decision the other way, like it could have been completely different. And so I might do it. We'll see. It'll be my first go at it, like a Flimlo rap style thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I got the time for it. But you got to go all the way back to 2015 and start from there, right? You start from there and just start all the shit. Just what happened? Why? And it's just frustrating. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating as Panthers fans. So I get it. I get people not wanting to show up. I get all that, bro. And they make it difficult. They do make it difficult. So I don't know, man.
I got one more thing too.
Sure.
What is Rule talking about trying to figure out this whole identity thing? Like, he's had CMC for 6 years, and your identity shouldn't be based off a player. It should be based off the scheme that you want to run consistently. No matter who the players are, you bring in the personnel and you should be able to run your scheme. So wanting to base it around a single individual player that has not been here but 6 games is asinine to me.
Yeah, it's stupid. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. And everybody, and I see everybody making excuses for us being bad without Christian McCaffrey, and I don't like it. Like I don't like it. Like, you're essentially just giving dudes free reign to be bad just because one player is not. Like, give me a successful team that when one player goes down, their offense is completely stops. Successful team.
Lamar Jackson has lost 3 running backs and 2 offensive linemen, and he's in the MVP conversation.
Right. Exactly. So successful teams know how to operate without particular. You have to move on. The next man up, they talk about it, but don't live it. Right. You can't say next man up and then not operate the same. That's not next man up. That's that's living in the past and pretending, right? You want somebody you want to produce the same, but you're doing the same. You can't even do the same thing you was doing to really live the next man up mentality. So it's just like, yo, fam, like it's all BS. So I don't know. You can't run a successful team with your whole quote unquote identity living in one player. It don't operate that way. It doesn't.
Absolutely not.
And 2015 is a great example of that. Going back to 2015, even with KB going down. Not to say that KB was he wasn't the end all be all the offense, but he went down and you adjusted. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure it out. You got to figure shit out. You got to be nimble and be able to take those hits on the chin and keep going. Especially, and we talking about a non-quarterback here. I can understand we was talking quarterback. Like I can understand if shit's completely different, but we're not even talking about a quarterback. We talking about a running back, a hybrid running back. So nobody jumps down my throat. A hybrid running back. This is what we talking. This is what we talking about. Like, fam, no successful team is built around a hybrid running back. Let's just call it a buck. Let's just say, let's put it out there. There's no Super Bowl team being built around a hybrid running back.
None.
It's just, I'm sorry, it's not happening. It's not happening. And that's a segue into my next thing. I put it on Twitter earlier today. I do plan on doing another series on how Super Bowl teams are constructed, whether it's positional spending, whether it's vets to rookies, how those players are performing, positional rankings. I'm gonna do all that. Because I think Panther Nate, we get so stuck in what the Panthers are doing, like we forget there's a whole world of successful teams out there being ran the right way. And so like I'm gonna break that down because I already did. I can give y'all a little sneak peek into it right now in regards to positional spending, and it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty, dog. It is not pretty. So just looking at like last year or this year compared to what how Tampa was constructed, look at their offensive line and what they spent. They spent damn near $40 million in the offensive line, and we spent $19 million. Linebacker, it's a couple.
What about running back?
That's this year, right? His contract goes up next year, so this will change. But that's a snapshot of the positional spending when they won, right? So that running back number will change. Look what they spent on quarterback. Like they went out there and got them a quarterback. So that's just again, I'm gonna get the numbers and really dive into it. But that's just a quick and dirty.
You know what they didn't spend a lot of money on? Go back, bring that chart back up.
Yep.
You know what they didn't spend a lot of money on? The secondary.
Well, they had a lot of rookies. So that's why I want to build it with context, right? Because they did have a lot of rookies. They drafted a lot of their secondary members are on rookie contracts. But look at their linebackers though.
They spent a lot on linebackers, B.
Yeah. Yep. So again, that's coming. So just stay tuned. I'm gonna break that down for y'all because I think it's interesting. We really need to see how these teams are constructed. So we have a baseline. And again, I don't criticize without like. I try to make as many fact-based decisions and opinions as possible, right? If I got an opinion, it's because it's based in something. I try not to just go out there on a limb. Sometimes I do, but for the most part, I try to make a fact-based opinion. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So Jerry, you got anything else, bro?
Nah, man, that's it. I love what you guys are doing. Matt Rule, the used car salesman, got to go. I'll let y'all boys later.
All right, bro. All right. I'm going to end the phone calls.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody was like, well, do we want to risk losing Snow if we fire Rule? Yep. Yeah, because it's the package deal with him anyway. So, yep. I'm fine with it. I think we need to get a new coach. I really do. And I want to think that he could turn it around like Rivera did, but it seems like he's not learning. And some of that might be due to the fact he didn't really get to pick all his coaching staff. So I don't know if I might be open to letting a new OC go in there, somebody that he would prefer.
Sean Ryan, he's already there.
But I don't know if that's something that Tepper's going to let him do.
No, I think that was always the plan, Dave. I think that was always the plan.
But the offense is going to change significantly with the new OC. Well, it might, based on what Tepper was, based on what Will was talking about this week. Yes,
it's going to change significantly. Yeah, it's going to change significantly now.
Like, but that's going to make, like, this is where I would love Amazon to be in there for all or nothing, bro. Like, this would be the season just to see the dynamics of what's going on in the locker room with regards to who's calling the plays. Like, if we're going to change it that much, that means Rule's going to have a handle on some of the play calling, on which route they're going to go. But, you know, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of curious. I mean, with the LSU job opening up, it'll be interesting to see how this is.
It's a perfect marriage, man. Shout out to Joe Brady. It's just not working out, bro. It's not you, it's us.
It's not you, it's us.
It's not you, it's us, man.
You sound like somebody trying to go through a divorce. It's not you,
it's us, dog. It's me, man.
It's me, man.
It's not. I need to work on myself, Dave. We need time to work on ourselves. That's just funny, but yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hopefully, man, listen, winning cures all, right? I just hope we can get some W's.
But let's be. I know we're previewing the Giants game on Wednesday, but be honest with me, dog. How you feel about going into this damn game?
No, I don't feel good about going in any game right now. Every game I feel like it's an L until I see us actually win it. Like the Giants are not. They be competitive, dog. They be competitive.
Well, I mean, they do have a pretty damn good corner that we know.
Yeah, they got a bunch of good. They got what? They got I'm
talking about Bradbury. I said that we know.
Bradbury. Yeah, no, I know about Bradbury. I'm just saying. I meant to say that their secondary is solid. I mean, their defense is good on paper.
Yeah.
They not bad on paper, bro.
Everybody's saying we're gonna win, but I want to know what you guys.
I said we was gonna win the Vikings game.
I said, well, I went back and watched the tape of our preseason projections, and I said that we were gonna lose this game.
Dog, I had us at like 6-0, dog, right now.
Yeah, I wasn't that. I think I had us 4-2, so I'm only like a game off. I had us beat Philly, but I had us losing to the Vikings in Dallas. You know, so Daniel Jones is playing. But that doesn't mean anything, bro. Daniel Jones can run too.
Yep.
Daniel Jones playing ain't gonna stop.
Is Saquon out?
Yeah, Saquon's still out. So what?
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah. Saquon will be out. He's got a low ankle sprain, low grade ankle sprain. Saquon should be out. Devontae Booker's gonna play. He's gonna start. So Tony is still hurt. But I don't know if Galladay will be back. But we'll probably get into that with Wednesday.
He knows his team, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah, that's it, dog. I mean, we ain't got nothing else, bro. Like, it's rough. Panther Nation, just hang in there, man.
That's all at the end of
the day, we still gonna rock with the boys. We love the Panthers. That ain't gonna change. No matter who the coach is, no matter who the damn quarterback is, we still gonna tune in. I'm still gonna go to the games. It's still P&P. So it's all good, man. We just gonna ride the wave. It is what it is. We can sit up here and complain and critique. But you know, that's our squad. So we rolling with it. We like let me not say that. That was about to be a terrible analogy, dog. Terrible analogy. I'm glad I caught myself. But anyway, NFL is cyclical, man. Maybe one day we'll be back. We'll be back in the Super Bowl.
We'll live stream this week for sure. Because I'm pretty confident that the game will be on TV. Oh, no, you're not?
No. I won't be here. I'm gonna be in the great state of Florida.
So I didn't realize Florida was a great state.
I cannot live stream this week.
Okay. Well, if the game's on television, maybe I'll live stream this week.
Yeah, Dave will live stream for y'all, man.
If the game's on TV. If If I could just turn it to my tube and watch it in 4K at my crib, I probably will live stream this week.
Yep.
Our owner can't buy everything. We're seeing that this season, right?
He can't buy that. You mean he can't buy Wednesday?
Nah, man. He'll go
I
to
asked
jail.
on Twitter. I asked on Twitter how much W's cost. To cut the check, man.
It's going to cost him 5 more years under rules contract. That's what's going to cost him. And
He got it.
I know he does. Now I'm curious to see what's going to happen after this year, because I think if we keep losing, man, I just don't see us keeping him around. I really don't. I just don't see it, because I don't think he hasn't shown that he has patience, and I keep saying it. He hasn't shown patience. This ain't a hedge fund. He hasn't shown patience.
So how about them Hornets?
What about the Hornets? Didn't they lose by like 70 in the preseason not too long ago?
Preseason, dog. You talking
dog,
preseason?
dog, I don't give a damn what you say. If you score 59 points in the game and lose by damn
we talking
80,
preseason, dog.
yes. Tip-offs tomorrow, though.
It is. That's why I said shout out to the Hornets.
Tip-offs tomorrow, man. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all know you ain't gonna make the playoffs. You know that. Deep in your soul, you know y'all ain't making
Man, Dave, don't do that.
Y'all ain't making the playoffs.
Don't do that.
Y'all ain't. Y'all ain't gonna make
All
the
right.
playoffs, man.
All right, so we getting up out of here, man. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Keep riding. We pause. We with the Panthers. We rolling. Keep pounding, and hopefully things will get better, man. Another week, another L or W. We'll see what happens. All right, we out.
See you guys.
Peace out, folks.